He has been called the greatest comedic film star of the silent era. But what kind of person is a comedic film star? A creative visionary? A gifted composer? A sexual deviant? A person who will take on Hitler? How about all the above? Join the Beard in an exploration of the career and life of the fiendish little tramp, Charlie Chaplin. Chaplin was born in 1889 to Charlie Chaplin Sr. and Hannah Chaplin, both of whom were excellent stage actors and singers. Unfortunately for Chaplin, he was forced into an early form of adulthood when his father died while he was a young child and his mother succumbed to sickness. This left Charlie and his brother Sidney to fend for themselves in the harsh world of life. Chaplin was a talented dancer, beginning at a young age for the 8 Ladshire Dancers, and after a short career of playing minor roles, Chaplin worked as a comedian, eventually touring America in 1910 for the Fred Carnot repertoire. He was offered a contract 2 years later. In 1913, he signed with Mack Sennett and Keystone. His initial salary was a whopping $150 a week. However, as he got more into demand, producers quickly negotiated for a higher salary. As such, he left Sennett and Keystone 2 years later. This pattern of locking into short-term contracts continued with his next 2 film companies, S&A and Mutual, before Charlie, along with Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks, and D.W. Griffith, decided to form their own independent film studio, United Artists. Under United Artists, Chaplin made several feature-length films, including A Woman of Paris, The Gold Rush, The Circus, City Lights, Modern Times, The Great Dictator, and Monsieur Verdun. All of these films were commercially successful, especially City Lights, which he composed himself. And say The Great Dictator is where he went up against Hitler. He left America due to some political differences, but his comedic art was still appreciated. The following is a scene from one of my favorite Charlie Chaplin films, Modern Times. Now, why would I say that Chaplin is a sexual deviant? Well, he liked his women. He liked a lot of women. The first such instance was Mildred Harris, who Chaplin was believed to have an affair with. Unfortunately, these rumors were proven false, as Chaplin married his one-time co-star in The Kid, Lita Grey. This marriage lasted for 2 years and bore one child, and it was, for both parties, the most miserable 2 years they could have ever experienced. I'm serious. I found that in a whole bunch of interviews. Anyway, he married Paulette Goddard afterwards. This marriage lasted for about 17 years before finding the love of his life, Una O'Neill. The marriage to Una lasted until his death. This marriage bore several children, all of whom will sadly miss their father, who died on Christmas Day in 1975. Chaplin will always be remembered as one of the greatest silent film comedic actors, composers, and all-around political know-it-alls in the history of silent film. This has been The Beard. Thank you and goodbye.